Hey, what's up? So I'm going to walk you through a very simple framework for how you can start and scale your own coaching business on Instagram over the next 6 months, even if you have nothing you think you can actually coach around and you're just starting out. Now, what I've done is I've broken this down into a very simple 3-step framework. Step 1 is going to be skill acquisition. Step 2 is going to be skill validation. And step 3 is going to be skill monetization. Okay, so we're going to go through each step one by one. I'll explain it in detail. And let's get started. Okay, so step 1 is skill acquisition. This is all about learning a skill that eventually you can start to monetize and actually sell and teach people that skill at some point in the future. First thing is you want to pick what we call a high income skill. And now a high income skill can be something like sales, it can be copywriting, digital marketing, coding, video editing, blockchain, and there are some other things as well within that. Now, if you want to learn a skill outside of that, that's completely fine. But you just have to understand that there are certain skills that will always be valuable and people will always want to pay for. And so if you're able to have a skill within one of these areas, it just makes selling that skill much easier, and it also makes it easier to charge a much higher amount for that skill when you're teaching it also. The second step within that is then you're going to want to find everyone who actually teaches around that skill and pretty much just consume everything that they create. Find people on Instagram, find people on YouTube, find people on TikTok, find people on LinkedIn, find blog posts, find podcasts, find the people who are the best at the skill it is you're trying to learn, and actively invest your time and energy into learning from that person. The best thing you can do is invest in a coach. If you have the income, if you have the finances, then that's going to be the best way to do it. Now, of course, not everyone is in that position. So if you're not, then do what I've done. Spend 6 months of simply consuming free content and learn as much as you can. But you have to make sure that when you learn something, you actually take action on it. Watching YouTube, reading books, consuming, that's not taking action. It's learning, but it's not actually taking action. Taking action is creating content. Taking action is booking sales calls. Taking sales calls, it's prospecting. That is actually taking action. So that's going to be your first period of time. And essentially you're going to be learning a skill perhaps over 6 months. So moving on to step 2, which is skill validation. And so what I mean by that is quite simple, is you're going to learn the skill and you're going to start posting content around what you learn, okay? And you're going to talk about your personal lessons, your personal experiences around what you're learning, and start to network with other people who are also learning a skill or who already know the skill. You don't want to come across as someone who is pretending or faking that they know this skill inside out. You want to be completely transparent, because ultimately, people trust and respect people who are honest and transparent. As you give this free value, because the value is free, naturally not everyone's going to take action. But for those who do take action, they're going to get results because you're learning a skill and you're teaching it to them. And so when people get a result, you have to make sure you stay in contact with these people, because these are going to become your proof. This is going to become your proof of concept that you know what you're talking about and you can actively get people results. So now you've gone through the process of learning the skill, you've documented the skill, you started helping people for free through Instagram and just giving free value, you started collecting your social testimonials. Now what we do is we can start to build out a program. And you need to build what we call a minimum viable product or a minimum viable offer. Essentially what that means is, what is the least you could do to help someone get to their goal? And so in terms of the coaching program, your best bet is just to do a 3-month program that has 1 call per week, and that's it. Because what you now have to remember is that when people are buying into you now at your early stages, they're buying back time. You've just spent the last, let's just say 6 months learning a skill, but someone who now wants to learn the skill doesn't necessarily want to wait 6 months. They might want to know it in 3 months. They might want to know it in 1 month. And so people are paying now for speed of learning that skill. And so I recommend pricing your first coaching program around about $2,000. $2,000, 5 clients per month, that's $10K per month. Just like that, right? I know it might seem simple, but it doesn't mean it's easy. Now, in terms of actually monetizing and selling this, the easiest way to do it is to monetize through your DMs. And so what I mean by that is use your stories, use your content to just simply generate conversations. Now, the conversations don't actually have to be about your offer. They can just be general conversations. If you can be talking to people and building those connections, you can eventually transition that into a conversation around the skill you have and around the skill that they lack and how your skill can solve their lack of skill or can solve the problem they're facing. And when you can see that you can actually help them solve a problem they have, you then offer to jump on a call with them. And because of your authority, because of your credibility, to be completely honest, you'll start closing people quite easily. And that's it, right? So that is literally the framework. It's step 1, you learn the skill, so skill acquisition. Step 2, you validate the skill, you post around it, you get some feedback, and you start to see the interest in the skill. And then step 3, you begin to monetize the skill. But if I've missed something, or if you feel like you're not sure on any of these steps, drop a comment down below. If you do want to learn a bit more about how to grow your own coaching business, but specifically how to grow it from 0 to 40K per month, and I've got a video here I uploaded quite a while ago. Go and watch it, go and check it out. I highly recommend it. But other than that, I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Have a great day, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one.